Okay, we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to So Many Levels. We have a supplemental episode today because last time during episode 2, sadly, schedule conflicts arose and Jared was not able to join us, but now he is here. Say hello. And so the rest of the party was confused at the sudden disappearance of their new friend Muugin during their discussion with Travis Fletcher. And now we have to find out what's up with that. So let me set the scene. After the goblin attack and the fear spell, the party revived Travis Fletcher, and he confessed after hearing that the box had been stolen that he had something to tell you all. And then he started talking about secret mission and incredibly dangerous magical artifacts. And what was Muugin thinking about during all that?
Well, on the one hand, everybody loves a dangerous magical artifact. Like, those things are valuable. In fact, the only thing better than an actual dangerous magical artifact is an artifact that is neither magical nor dangerous, but has a convincing story behind it to make you think that it is a dangerous magical artifact, because then you don't have to worry about those things, say, causing a horde of the undead to follow you. So there's really, he is of two minds. On the one hand, dangerous magical artifact, exciting, worth a lot. On the other, it's the dangerous part that I think gives him the most pause. So I think he's less likely to go chasing after a dangerous magical artifact.
In the meantime, the rest of the party, we've got Nirakina, the high elf. We've got Amethyst, the human druid. We've got Ottercree, the tiefling paladin. They are hanging on Travis's every word. They want to know more.
Sure. Yeah.
But it seems
Muugin is cool not knowing more.
Yeah?
Frankly. Yeah. Because I got my own troubles. I don't feel the need to go on some epic quest right now. This seems what's the word I'm looking for? Dangerous.
Yeah. Funny how that works with dangerous magical artifacts.
Right?
Yeah. So Muugin just kind of takes opportunity of them being involved in their conversation, kind of slips away.
I don't know if slip is the right word. Like, it's not like I'm not trying to sneak away or anything, but, maybe I'm better off alone. Maybe trundling down the road, thumb out, hitchhiking might be better than these people who seem a little crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, They can call down fire from the sky. There's all sorts of weird bullshit these people can do. I can't think of a better group more well-equipped to go after a dangerous magical artifact than this crew. They're welcome to it.
All right. So they are sufficiently absorbed in their conversation that they do not notice you leaving. Eventually, they realize that you're no longer there, but they don't see you go. So which direction are you heading? I'll remind you that you started in Gorn and you were about a day's ride north of Gorn on the main road towards Villanocta.
Yeah, well, my goal is to go to Villanocta, not going back to Gorn. Ugh.
Right.
That's not happening.
Okay. So you're just walking north. Remember, it was going to be another 5 or 6 days on the wagon.
Yeah. Well, I'm trusting in luck.
Okay. So
I've always depended on the kindness of strangers.
Mm-hmm. Sure. So are you thumbing out as you mentioned? You're just taking the main road. You're just
Yeah.
All right. Well,
and
so
Draven's a long-winded fellow, so I imagine I get pretty far by the time anyone notices I'm gone.
certainly they are not able to see where you went, and they've got stuff to occupy them probably. So no one seems to be following you.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. So the as you're heading north towards Villanocta, you're not all that far away. You're maybe a mile down the road when you hear some voices and see a couple of humanoid figures heading out of they're traveling like across country, not on the road, but they're heading to get back onto the road. But you're gonna, if you just keep walking the way you are, you're gonna just kind of meet up with them. You can't really see them very well from here. They're still a little ways off, but it's two humanoid figures.
Okay.
Are you just going to continue?
Yeah. They're not on horses, right? They're just walking.
No, they're on foot. They have packs.
And they're walking toward me, so away from the city.
Well, they were not on the main road before, so they're coming from somewhere off of the main road.
Gotcha.
To rejoin the road.
All right. Well, maybe they've got something worth suckering out of them.
Mm-hmm. So as you get a little closer, you start to recognize that they are, in fact, two humans, not just humanoid, but humans. One of them is very tall, and one of them is short for a human.
Okay.
Still taller than you, which already starts to trigger some like memory flags. But then as you get even closer, you realize you know these two guys.
Uh-oh.
This is Garrick and Ivan. And you have encountered them previously because they are a pair of sellswords that kind of have a reputation for getting fired from every job that they take.
The tall one, Garrick?
The tall one is Garrick. Yes. He is 7 feet tall and dumb, and Ivan is 5 feet tall and dumb. But they're not bad as fighters. They tend to get fired because they can't follow instructions. But you have a history with these guys because at one point you hired them because they were cheap to help you with some special effects, let's say.
Oh, sure.
And
we're really good at that thing where it's like they go into a bar, have a fake argument, get into a fight, and then I come in and break it up. They're so good at that. They love fighting each other. We had some good times with that con. I won't lie.
Except that they became kind of increasingly difficult to break up. They enjoyed the fighting part enough that sometimes they would continue to fight even once you showed up. Thus, it kind of made it hard to carry on the con if you show up and try to make a big show of breaking it up and they don't break it up.
Exactly. That's why we had to part ways.
That's right. And
not about that.
No, they were not. They're kind of used to it, but it's also kind of, that doesn't make it like a softer blow. It just means it's more like, what, again? Why does this keep happening?
Yeah, and we had something good for a while there. Like they got to fight each other and make money out of it, and it was really good for them. It was good for me, and I don't think they understood what went wrong.
Mm-hmm. So as you start to recognize them, they're kind of talking amongst themselves, but they're still a little far away for you to really hear what they were saying. But they kind of, as they're getting up to the road, they look and they see you, and you're kind of distinctive.
Yeah, no, I could have figured.
So they kind of stop in their tracks and then whisper to themselves a little bit, and then head in your direction.
Well, I guess there's no avoiding this. So I wave,
and they kind of wave, but they're kind of watching you like they expect you to flee at any moment.
No, cool. I'm just keep moving on path. Yeah. Everything's fine and normal and friendly.
All right. So they come up to you then, and Ivan kind of Muugin, what are you doing out here?
Ah, Stumpy, I'm just taking in the fresh air, filling in the beautiful countryside. Oh, it's nice out here, right?
And then Garrick just kind of goes, "It's too hot."
Well, yes, it is also obnoxiously muggy and humid. How about you, gentlemen? Where are you two off to?
Garrick kind of just says,
I imagine you just got fired?
"Yeah, it's not fair. It's stupid puzzle room. Like, why do they even have that?"
Puzzle room?
Ivan is just like, never mind that. Why are you like, you're just taking in the fresh air, a full day's ride out of Gorn?
Yeah. Can a gentleman enjoy a fine constitutional?
What's constitutional?
This is my point exactly. Where are you off to?
And they kind of did, we're going back to Gorn, I guess.
That's good. You guys should definitely go back to Gorn. That's a good place for you. I'd say you should go to Gorn and stay there for as long as you need.
So, where are you going?
Oh, nowhere. I'm just, a wandering sort. Mine is the soul of a poet, and as such I must go where it leads me, an invisible thread that drags me through the hills and dales of this great land.
And Garrick's just kind of like, you still owe us money.
That is absolutely not true. If anything, you two owe me money.
We did what you said. We fought in the tavern.
Right, but the whole point of this thing was that I would break you up, and then I would get rewarded, and then we would split the money 3 ways. But if I can't break you guys up, if you are too good at fighting each other and you don't stop, then none of us gets paid. So I did my job. It's you guys who fell down on that one. So if anyone's owed money, it's me. However, I'm going to let that slide because you guys, we had a good thing going. We're pals. We're chums. It's not going to be something that I argue over. I mean, it'd be like, for example, Stretch, me saying that Stumpy is the better fighter than you. I mean, that's just rude and mean and never things that I would accuse you of.
Ivan says, well, wait a minute. I am the better fighter. I'm scrappy.
You're totally scrappy, and I think that in a no-holds-barred match, you could probably take this guy down like nothing. But that's not what we're talking about here because we're all friends.
What? I have the reach. I have the strength.
I mean, you have a lot of reach, Stretch. No one's arguing your reach. But can you really put that reach up against Stumpy's here? Pure muscle scrappiness?
And he reaches down and he uses his reach to try to just grab you like by the front of your shirt.
I'm gonna try to evade that if at all possible.
Make a dexterity check.
Will do. So remind me again how the dexterity checks work.
Right. So you're going to roll the d20 and then you add your dexterity modifier. You have a pretty high dexterity of 16.
Yeah.
So that's a +3 modifier. So you roll your d20 and then whatever you get, you add +3 to that.
Oh, that's a 7.
Okay. So to 10, he doesn't get a full grip on you, but he pulls your shirt enough that you know he means business. You're not able to just kind of smoothly dance away.
Stretch. I know you can take me. That's not the question here. You're definitely going to pound me into the dust. What I'm talking about is your ability versus Stumpy?
And Ivan just kind of says, you're trying to trick us. We're not that stupid.
Of course not. Of course not. I'm not trying to trick you. I'm not trying to goad you two to fight each other. And because that would be ridiculous, as I'm now seeing, Stretch would clearly take you out, Stumpy.
And then, Garrick's like, that's right. And Ivan's like, wait a minute. That's not how it would work. I'm crafty.
You're very crafty, I'm sure, but did you just not see the reach that this man has? The titanous grip? I don't know, Stumpy. Now I'm starting to doubt my own presuppositions. Have you been working out, Stretch?
And Ivan says, I'm even craftier than that stupid wizard who fired us.
What wizard fired you guys? Just out of curiosity.
This dumb Genasi who looks like he has metal skin, but it's not really metal. And he's in the temple out in the forest. He's working with goblins. He's not got his act together.
Well, I mean, you guys are way better than goblins, so the fact that he's willing to associate with them but not with you does speak to an error in judgment.
Well, and Ivan's just like, yeah, and he's all over the place. Like, he's letting that stupid dragon spirit share half the temple, and then he has some dumb puzzle room that, like, you have to, like, move in special ways to just get through it. Like, and that the kitchen is through there. Like, how are we supposed to be just getting to the kitchen? We have to go through a puzzle room.
Were you guys snacking while on duty?
And Garrett kind of just says, you can snack while you're on duty. It doesn't have anything to do with it. I can be on duty and still have snacks. I don't understand why that's a problem.
Yeah. So this wizard seems a bit of a hard ass then, kind of a stickler for rules.
Yeah, he's a jerk. Like, he thinks he's all scary because he can do magic and he has this black robe and like, maybe, okay, he can do magic, but then, like, he still needs to hire goblins and sell swords. And then, like, he's trying to steal something. I don't even know what. He just, like, look, it was money, but then, like, that guy has high standards.
So he's got a lot of money, enough to hire, because he's paying you guys. And the goblins?
Yeah. And I think they've got, like, a hobgoblin in charge of the goblins, but, like, he never goes out on the raids. I don't even know what he does.
But he's not in the kitchen, I imagine.
Well, no, the goblins aren't allowed in the kitchen. Only the humans sell swords. But he kept the others. I don't know why it's just us that he fired.
How many others?
It's 4. There were 4 other sellswords with us that we stayed in the human part, but we had to go through that dumb puzzle room, and they said it's to keep out the goblins, but they made it so hard we couldn't get through either.
Yeah, that does sound like misplaced priorities.
Yeah. We've been thinking, though, because we've been thinking that, like, maybe we're doing it wrong, always trying to work for someone else. Maybe all these firings is trying to tell us we should be our own bosses.
Well, here's the thing about that, though, Stretch. When 2 men ride a horse, one must ride behind. Which one of you is going to be the leader?
Ivan says, well, I will, obviously. And then
Stretch is taller.
That's right. But why can't, I don't understand about the horses. Can't you can ride 2 horses side by side.
No, you're only riding 1 horse when you work for yourself.
Well, we don't have any horses.
This is my point. This is my point, gentlemen. You're never going to get a horse unless you choose a leader between you.
Nope. Well, I should be the leader, obviously.
You do have height on your side.
And Ivan says, well, I should be the leader because it was my idea that we become bounty hunters.
Oh, Stumpy brings up a good argument, Stretch. You may not be the leader in this scenario.
Well, just because you have the ideas doesn't mean you can get it done. I'm the one that has reach. I can grab bounties. Anyone with a price on their head better watch out.
You make a good argument, Stretch. I guess Stumpy, you're gonna have to set aside that leader hat for a little while because he's a thinker. He's a doer. He's getting things done. He's going for it. Unless you're gonna assert some sort of dominating authority, you may have to live the rest of your life under Stretch's thumb here.
No, that's not how it's going to work. It's me that's in charge. He's my vice leader.
Oh,
second in command.
Vice leader, second in command. Man, to think you were in charge of this whole outfit just a moment ago, Stretch, and now demoted to vice, demoted to second. What's next? Pauper? Dog? Is he going to have you on a leash?
And Garrick scowls down at Ivan. I don't want to wear a leash.
Oh, look who's the big dog now.
It's like, you'll wear a leash if I tell you to wear a leash.
That's it, Stumpy. Dominate. Show him who's boss.
All right. And at that point, Garrick tries to hit Ivan, just like not even any kind of a finesse, just a big, just like fist, just like boom, just like right on the top of his head. But that's when Ivan sort of ducks out of the way, gets between Garrick's legs, sort of wrenches up one of his legs and falls to the ground, and then they start tussling.
Well, I'll leave you two to figure this out. Which did you say that temple was? And
then, so in the meantime, Garrick is got Ivan temporarily pinned, but he says, "It was that way, but you stay away from there. They don't know what they're doing." And then Ivan bites his hand. Oh! And continues scrabbling.
I love rich people who don't know what they're doing.
They're too busy fighting to respond.
Excellent.
All right. So, are you secreting yourself away?
I am.
As they fight. All right. Okay. Are you heading in the direction they said, or are you going back towards Crossroads? Are you continuing on down the road?
I'm going to that temple. It sounds like there's a rich guy who has more money than he has sense. Anyone who's willing to hire these two clearly has more money than they have sense. I know that from experience.
Okay. So you do start off in the direction that they were vaguely pointing, but there's not an obvious trail that they were following. They were going cross country. How are you attempting to find this place other than just walking in that general direction?
Well, I had assumed that it wasn't that far away, but now you're telling me that it is that far away?
It's not just down the street. It is.
Oh,
is probably several miles at least.
But there's no like signs as like temple this way or like.
You could look around for some, but there aren't any, at least right here.
I'm gonna look around for signs.
Well, you can look around for any sort of indication of something that might be.
Yeah. The smell of goblin stench, perhaps some burnt dragon fire. I got heightened senses. I can smell things.
Yeah. Do a perception check, but with advantage. Means roll it twice. Add one each time, and then pick the higher.
Ooh, that's a 16.
Okay, so at first, at least, you're able to just kind of backtrack these two guys just kind of by smell. It's not great, but it works out in your favor in this case.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't kind of last more than a little ways. But you're, in the meantime, looking for any additional indication that they might have been following some trail as opposed to just randomly walking just through the wilderness. And you start to notice that you notice nearby you that almost completely hidden by the underbrush, by a tree, is a tiny little stone like cairn. Like, it's not just a stack of rocks. When you look closer, it's actually a tiny little there's a tiny little carved minotaur sign on this little stone cairn.
Okay.
And so it does seem to be like alongside the area that you're going. So it's possible. And like, as you continue to look, you see that there's another one like that a little on the way. So maybe it's a path leading somewhere.
Might be a path.
Yeah.
Let's give it a shot.
So you're going to follow looking for these little things.
I mean, Minotaur, puzzle room, there seems to be a connection. I'm willing to give it a shot.
All right. So as you...
I've faked enough lore books to know. Some things go together.
Yeah. So as you make your way following the trail of these little cairns, which now that you kind of know to look for them, they're just really obvious, and it's clearly they're in a line leading somewhere. But then you come to a river, and it's pretty fast moving. It's about 45 feet across. It's about 3 feet deep, which you may recall is, about your height.
Yeah.
And the water's moving pretty fast. And the trail of these cairns leads to some stones on either side of the river that look like there maybe once was a bridge there, but it's kind of collapsed. It was very old and it was not kept up. So there's some stones that might have been the end points of a wooden bridge, but there's nothing left of the wooden bridge.
Okay. Well, I am nimble.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's
it's it's basically in this case.
Nimble doesn't work with this.
Yeah, that specific ability doesn't. But you do have a strong acrobatics score, which is kind of it might be sort of what you were thinking.
I never took the talk. I didn't take the talking to animals business, did I?
Mm-mm.
Darn. Should have taken that.
So remember, you don't. Let's see. I'm looking at the little kit that the equipment and stuff you got. I think we were saying you had an explorer's kit, or you had your own kit separate from that.
Yeah. Well, I had rope. I had my forgery kit and disguise kit and thieves tools. Like I got stuff. I'm just thinking the easiest way across a river.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, it's about 45 feet across.
Well, all right. If this is a path with cairns to a temple, like someone must have crossed this somewhere.
Well, you're also at the ruins of a bridge, so
right. I missed that part. All right. So there used to be a bridge, no longer.
Right. So what you have left is the sort of some stone foundations that were maybe what held up a wooden bridge, but the actual bridge part in between them has either been destroyed or taken down or rotted away because it's no longer there. So just these foundational spots.
All right. I'm gonna risk looking stupid and try a pole vault.
Okay.
I take a run in. I get a long stick, running leap, stab that in the middle of the river, hopefully, and then kind of whomp it over to the other side.
Okay, so I'm going to first have you make Let's see. You have to look for a good stick.
Fair enough.
So do an investigation roll. No advantage this time. Just your +1.
I am in the forest, though, right? So
Yeah, but it's going to be this. This is going to be a roll, not necessarily to say whether you can find a stick. It's more a matter of how long does it take you to find a good one.
Sure.
Because at this point, it's like early afternoon. It's like maybe 2, 3 o'clock as you reached the bridge.
That's an 18.
Okay, so there's some slightly wooded area, not full forest, that's alongside this river, but almost immediately you discover it was a sapling that was kind of partly uprooted, maybe during a storm or something, and it's long, it's
perfect,
kind of springy.
Flexible. Yeah. Just what I needed.
You're able to take your dagger and kind of take off the excess roots and leaves and so on, and so now I'm going to have you make an acrobatics check. So this is the actual problematic part of the river is really only like the middle 15 feet of this 45 feet.
Sure.
But you wouldn't easily be able to run through the other parts because it would slow you down. But the only part that you wouldn't, that's deeper and faster moving, is that middle stretch.
All right.
So you're gonna do an acrobatics check to try to pole vault across the river here.
Okay.
So you got a +5 for that, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, nice. That's a 21.
Excellent work. So using your little improvised pole vault, you sprint up towards the river. You actually use the stone foundations that was one part of the bridge, leap off of it, planting the pole, and then using your momentum to continue to spring across, and then you do a little flip in the air and land on your feet on the opposing side's little stone foundation. Ta-da!
And instantly disappointed that no one was there to see it.
Mm-hmm.
That was amazing.
That's what you get for splitting the party.
I know. Already I'm seeing the error of my ways.
All right. So since you were able to get all the way across just in the exact spot that you were trying to, you spot another one of these little stone cairns almost immediately on the other side. You're able to continue following the the path.
All right.
All right. So you're following it, and it's running a little longer than you maybe expected. Like the trail is definitely still continuing, but it's taking you some time to continue following it. It's starting to get not dark, but the sun is getting there towards setting, but you're just kind of reaching the end of sort of a forested area, and that's clearly the trail of these cairns is leading into it. So you're continuing to follow the trail. Any special instructions about you're just following it?
Yeah. I'm not trying to skulk. Mm-hmm. I'm just walking normally. I'm my wits are about me, but I'm not being especially sneaky.
Okay. So as you enter the forest proper, it's a pine forest, so there's like a carpet of needles along the ground that don't hide these little stone cairns, but you could imagine that it would be difficult to follow like footprint tracks across that. And there's just kind of the smell of pine in the air, as well as there's a little bit of a crispness. It was hot earlier, but now with the sun starting to set, it's getting a little cooler. And as you walk through this forest by yourself, you start getting a little bit of a feeling that you're being watched. So you're just, if you're looking around,
Yeah.
you don't see anything. You don't actually hear anything, but there's something. Your instincts are telling you that you're being watched by something.
All right. So a little more careful going through. Maybe tuck the cloak a little tighter around me.
All right. So as you are making your way through, and it's starting to get dark, are you just going to continue walking through the night?
Yeah, I got night vision. I'm good.
You do.
I am motivated by the energy that can only come from greed.
Aha. Okay. So it starts to get dark, but as an individual with dark vision, you are still able to see pretty well. There is a full moon tonight, so there is some light, but you're also in kind of a denser forest area now, so it's shadowy. But then, as you are continuing to follow this little trail, all of a sudden, you catch a glimpse out of the corner of your eye what looks like a face in one of the trees, but then as you look at it proper, it disappears.
Oh shit. Tree spirits.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Tree spirits don't talk to other tree spirits. These ones know a forest a couple leagues away.
Yeah.
I don't know how much they communicate. It's fine. They probably haven't heard of me.
So, certainly,
I'm not that.
Well, and I'm also just going to, out of game for a moment, just give you the same advice that I gave the others last episode, which is just like anytime you get a sense that there might be something your character would know, because they live in that world, but you don't know as a player because you don't live in that world, always just ask. And if it's something that your character would definitely know, I'll just tell you. Otherwise, if it's something it might be harder to recall or you may have never heard of, you might need to make a roll of some kind. But that's just sort of any advice for the whole game is anything like that, just ask.
I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that I was hired to deal with malignant tree spirits and did nothing and just took the money and ran because you can't talk to a tree spirit.
Well, so you're not sure about how well tree spirits might communicate over long distances.
I just hope they
one
don't.
Forest and another. Yeah.
Because the loggers and the forest that I was working between were not happy in general and not happy with me. And no one was happy. And they were just mad at each other. And I left. So they probably haven't heard of me. But okay. I don't have a high opinion of tree spirits as communicative. I would think.
Well, so you're still kind of following this trail, and you've been walking through the night for several hours now. So it's probably getting towards like 1 or 2 a.m. And you start seeing that some of the little cairns are starting to be a little bit bigger than they were.
Okay,
they're a little bit fancier now. But then as you're examining one of these that's kind of up against a larger tree, like maybe a foot in diameter, you're examining this newer, larger one. All of a sudden, a feminine face just sticks right up out of the tree, and you're right there, so it's just like right in your face, and it just says, "Are you a Muugin?"
No. But many people have said that I look like him. I mean, I'm very handsome. But no. Unless it's good for me to be a Muugin, in which case, yes. What have you heard? Who are you? What are you doing here?
This is my
Are you
forest.
a Muugin?
I am not a Muugin. I am a dryad. I'm a tree spirit of one of the trees in this forest.
Likely story. I'd like to see some identification papers.
She casts Druidcraft. Hang on. Luna, hey!
Corgi Craft.
Yes.
Craft is just casted.
She... Luna, ha! Down. You ask for identification, and an entire arm kind of emerges, just like as though it's connected to the face. And then all of a sudden, from all around you, flowers just bloom in a perfect circle right around where you're standing.
Well, parlor tricks are always impressive, and as a devotee myself, I like this one. A+. But
Thank
I'm not
you.
sure this really proves you are who you say you are.
Well, whether you believe me or not is not really my concern. My concern is that I've made some new friends, and they talked about a Muugin. And they were not so sure what they thought of you.
Well, that's more positive than I usually get.
Really?
I mean, you're a dryad. You probably understand that sometimes people are rubbed the wrong way by things.
I was rubbed the wrong way by some goblins recently.
See what I mean? Where are these goblins?
Well, they ran off into the woods and have not returned since this morning. But my new friends were tracking them.
Oh.
I've been helping them to find where the goblins came from.
Wow, that's very nice of you. A little too nice. What are you getting out of this?
Well, they've already helped me. I was so angry and upset by the mistreatment from those goblins that I could not hold myself together, and my energy was sapped by various twig blight angry tree spirits, and I could not recover myself until they destroyed the angry tree spirits and allowed me to restore myself to my current full, beautiful state.
Mm-hmm. Likely story. Still, it scans. That sounds like something they would do.
Are you a friend of theirs? I listened to them speak of you, and it was hard for me to tell.
Yeah, no, that sounds about right. We're more acquaintances, traveling companions. I don't think any of them have gotten to friend level yet. Friendship is such a many-faceted thing. Yeah. You've seen a diamond, right?
What is a diamond?
All right, well, the metaphor doesn't work with you, but let's just say you had. It starts as a stone, you see, but if you take that stone and you cut it in the right way, it becomes incredibly beautiful. So that's friendship. We're still at stone stage.
I think I understand. And she sort of pulls the hand back and then emerges holding an acorn in the palm. You are acorn friends.
Exactly. We have yet to tree.
I understand. Are you trying to find them?
That is a really good question I had not considered until this right exact moment.
Because you are going the wrong way. You are going the way that they also seek to find the cavern that you are heading towards, but that is not where they are.
The cavern?
The cavern where I spoke to the other trees within this forest, and they alerted me that these goblins came out of this cavern, and that the mortal riding the larger mortal also went into this cavern just yesterday before sunset.
Right. So, well, I was looking for the temple that I think these goblins and these other mortals riding a larger mortal were coming from. Am I going in that direction?
You are heading towards the cavern. I do not know if there may be a temple inside.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of things people don't know, and honestly, I should not trust the opinion of Stretch and Stumpy. All right.
I don't know who. I know some
You
trees.
are better off not knowing them, quite honestly. Count yourself lucky.
I will.
Good. You know what? Let's rejoin the party. Let's at the very least, it's been lonely. I've done some really cool things already, and no one has seen them. So let's, because if a dryad falls in the forest and no one's around to see it, does it make a sound?
Well, I would see it.
But what if no one saw you? Deep question, right? Anyway, the point is, where's my friends?
Well, I believe that when you say that you are acorn friends with those my new friends, I believe that you mean it. But from some of the things I said, or some of the things they said to me, I wish to verify with them that they wish you to rejoin them before I lead you to them.
Well, I guess that's fair. That's not very friendly of you, but okay.
Well, I am being friendly to my new friends.
But I guess
you have not yet destroyed angry tree spirits in a way to help heal me to my current form.
Is that the only way someone can be friends with you? That's a little harsh. It's a little harsh. Like you have to be in peril, and then I have to save you to be friends with you? That seems very not trusting.
I will confess that I do not have a full understanding of how mortal friendships work.
Yeah, I'm not really surprised.
I'm friends with...
Here's how it goes, Cupcake. Usually, when someone is friendly, kind, nice, companion-wise, then a friendship might begin to acorn. And then over the course of many seasons, that friendship grows, it blossoms, it becomes mighty, strong, and then other acorns sprout from it. The metaphor breaks down. What I'm trying to say is that, sure, friendships can come because someone does something amazing for someone else. Absolutely. That's a quick way to friendship. That's almost a cheat. Natural friendship has to grow slowly and carefully, but from a mutual understanding of trust. And it feels like you don't trust me, and I'm a little hurt.
Well, I have no reason to trust or distrust you. You are a mortal. I don't fully understand mortals, but the mortals that I've already made friends with are not sure whether to trust you either.
Well, that's a kick in the pants. And I kind of sit down a little dejected. Like,
oh. Don't be sad, little Muugin. I just need to ask your friends if they are your friends.
Any of them yet. Not a single one. And already they don't trust me. That hurts.
I gather that their distrust of you had something to do with you leaving without announcing anything or saying goodbye in a moment of extreme duress. This is the way they've described it.
It was not duress. I mean, they were talking about going after something that was dangerous. And I don't know if that's my thing.
Well, I suspect that there may be danger involved if you continue towards this temple on your own.
I know, but there also might be a lot of money.
What is money?
It's like water, but people tend to hoard it. And then you have to do stuff to make sure they give you your fair share. It doesn't come from the sky. If it did, I think we'd all be a lot happier.
I do have a pond.
Right. So imagine you wouldn't let anyone else near that pond or use it or drink from it or anything.
Why would I do that? There is plenty.
Exactly. There's no reason. There's no reason at all.
I've lost the meaning of your conversation.
Okay. All
You
right.
wish to find the others, my friends?
I would like to find them very much, and I'm a little hurt that they don't trust me. But you know what? I can earn that trust. I can do it.
Very well. I will pass on your message to them. And if they would like to find you, I will lead you directly to them. In the meantime, I can make you a little bit more comfortable in this spot while you wait, if you like.
Well, I mean, you got to start somewhere.
And so she kind of, some fluffy moss kind of springs up and grows like nearby in a sort of like, approximately U-shaped. Seems like it might be soft to rest on. And and then she kind of waves her hands, and a few little rocks make into a little circle, and she snaps her fingers, and there's a tiny little fire there.
Oh, what's it burning?
Oh, it's just small, sticks that have had all of their energy sapped from them.
Wow. Nice.
And so we'll leave it there because
right.
In the party has just completed their long rest in that episode, and so next time we'll open up with the tree spirit asking them if they would like her to bring you to them. All right, so
there we go.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So now next time we're going to start on Wednesday, November 2nd, everybody. So that'll be next time, and hopefully we'll be back to our full complement and everyone will rejoin.
Why not?
Yeah. And so we'll see you next time. But the one last thing that I will mention to everybody watching is that I and many of our So Many Levels crew are participating in the Extra Life charity,
yes,
which benefits children's hospitals, and it involves playing video games for 24 hours straight and getting pledges as a result. And so check out the notes for this episode and at the podcast notes at christianaellis.com, and there will be a link to my personal page, but then So Many Levels also has a team page, and you can donate. It's all good causes, and then there will be lots of game streaming on November 5th. All right. So that's it for this time. We'll be back with a regular episode on Wednesday.
Fantastic.